Hey, before the video starts, make sure you guys drop a like down below and let me know in the comments if you could fix one thing about 2K19. What would it be? Anyway, let's get right into the video. Yo, what's good, guys? Peter here. We're back with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day as always. I hate to break it to you guys, but 2K19 is dying fast. Faster than any 2K we've ever had, which is really scary because when the game came out, it was really good. Like, it was one of the best 2Ks ever. But over the past month, a series of glitches, exploits, 2K doing this, 2K not doing that, like just glitches, exploits, just all of this different stuff has completely ruined the game. Like, 2K19 is literally unplayable now. Now, this isn't that different for 2K. We've had plenty of unplayable 2Ks before 2K18, but that's totally different. Like, 2K18 was literally the worst 2K of all time. Like, honestly, with the amount of flaws that game had, there was nothing that could really save it. 2K19 is different though. Like, the game was so good at launch, and I know everybody has said that, but just the way it's just regressed is kind of scary. Let me ask you guys this: what is the best patch of any 2K you've ever played? If you played 2K15 or 2K16, you might have said something in there. But if you didn't start playing 2K within the past couple of years, you might have said launch of 2K19, because that was some of the best 2K we've ever had. Like, the launch of that game was so good. Like, the first weekend of the game, I probably played 300 games and I won like a 50 game win streak. And obviously there were some glitches and bugs in the game like every 2K at launch, but either they got fixed right when the game came out or they took, a couple months to really get out there. But compared to where 2K is now, the game is literally unplayable. And I don't mean, it's just a trash game and I don't want to play it. I mean, it is physically unplayable. Like, you cannot even play the game anymore. So how is this possible for 2K19? How did 2K19 go from literally one of the best 2Ks of all time to an unplayable game? Well, honestly, it all kind of started with Mike Wang disappearing. Like I said, when the game comes out, there's obviously going to be some glitches that people see right away and you can fix right as the game is out. But there's a lot of exploits or just things that shouldn't be in the game that people don't really start to utilize or even use at all until the game has been out for a couple months. And after that first week of the game coming out, Mike Wang completely disappeared. Like, he disappeared for months. Like, other than the launch of the game, the most important part of the game is those first couple months after the game comes out, because then you really get to see the mistakes you put into the game and fix them before it's too late. This exact same thing happened in 2K17. Speed boosting sharpshooters obviously shouldn't have been in the game, but by the time they even realized it, it was too late. Everybody already made one. They tried to patch them for a whole weekend, but everybody was so mad because everybody already made them, and that was the game for the rest of the year, so it was ruined. That, of course, on top of Hall of Fame brick wall. You guys remember that. But anyway, at that point, Mike Wang was literally our only outlet to 2K. Like, if there was something completely broken in the game, like pushing, who were we gonna tell? Okay, Ronnie is not even a community manager. Like, he's just like the face of 2K. He does promotions and stuff. Mike Wang is literally the gameplay director. He puts out polls, he replies to people, he talks to people, but he disappeared. And then every other 2K dev on Twitter, they barely even replied to anything. So Mike was our outlet, and within those couple months, if he wouldn't have disappeared, all the problems we're seeing now probably wouldn't have happened. Such as the first problem, which is pushing. Yeah, how is pushing still in this game? Matter of fact, how is pushing in the game to even begin with? Like, just think, there were people getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit in an office, to all have a meeting and say, hey, what would be a good idea if you could push people in 2K19? That would be great for the gameplay, wouldn't it be? Whoever came up with that idea, fire them now. Now, that could have been taken out of the game because obviously it shouldn't have been there, but instead, within the past month, 2K decided to come out with a patch which made it even more overpowered. Definitely only something 2K would do. They literally made it so now pushing isn't even a foul. There's basically no chance that you get a foul for pushing anymore. So it has gotten worse. Now, I guess there's some good news on the pushing. LD is back in the 2K community, and the random wizard, you guys all know, the best stretch. You shot that! Oh, wizard! Got a reply from LD. He said he talked to the devs about it, so hopefully they actually fix it this time. And I don't know, 2K would somehow just make it even more overpowered. Let's be honest. I don't know how they possibly could, but they'd like add punching to the game or just something. And not only did they fix the pushing wrong, they didn't fix the mascots, which are still like 3 feet tall. They did not fix the subway, so you still have to join a stage and then join back into the park to go to a new one. And they didn't fix the joining people. Like, in what other game do you have to try over 5 times to just join somebody's server? In addition to them trying to fix pushing, that went well, they tried to fix the shot contest system, which they also broke even more. See, the problem before was that stretch bigs were literally shooting over everybody. You could manually contest by putting your right stick up, but if you weren't like the same height as them, it would count as open. So my 6'5" play sharp, tries to contest a pure stretch, it's open. But if you were a guard and you had somebody at the same height contesting you, it would be lightly or even heavily contested. Now people could argue, oh, that's realistic, man. Kevin Durant, he shoots over people. Well, check Kevin Durant's 3-point percentage. You want to shoot 40% in 2K, be my guest. Now, but that was the problem with the contest system, and they tried to fix it by buffing the contest. But what this did is just make stretches just, if not even more, overpowered. So now a guard is literally a liability. Using a guard on the 2s, don't even try it. Using a guard on the 3s, kind of still a liability. See, now you can heavily contest people from behind on guards, and auto contests are back, which completely takes out the skill gap. Like on a play sharp, if you break somebody's ankles and they are lying on the ground, it will count that as a lightly contested shot. But stretches, no, they barely got nerfed. Sure, it might be easier to get a lightly contested on them, but they're still gonna make it like every time. Stretches still do what they do. I have a stretch, I have a guard, I know the difference. So basically, it didn't fix the balance at all. Stretches are still shooting over people, and guards are even worse. So with all of that, the meta for the game is now using 3 centers and pushing. Now the actual gameplay for the game is good, but all of that gets outplayed by 3 centers pushing people, like I just said. All that work that they put into the game to make, the majority of the game good has completely gone to waste, because whatever you do, no matter what, it'll just get outplayed by 3 centers pushing you. And speaking of work that they put in to all go to waste, let's talk about park events. Now, park events are what made this game so good. There's over 20 parks in the game. There's so many different events and so many different rewards, but that all got ruined by 12-year-olds with laptops. So now you can't win Gold Rush without boosting, you can't win Ruffles without holding the servers, and you can't win Protect the House without delaying. So all the work that they put into the park events, creating the courts, creating the rep rewards, creating the style of it, all of that work literally was wasted because you decided to let 12-year-olds with laptops DDoS your servers. And now playing a park event is literally a joke. And you think that's bad enough for the park events? You haven't even heard it yet. But at the beginning of the year, there weren't that many people doing this whole weird delaying hold server stuff like that. If 2K would have just banned a couple of them, it really would have set a tone for the rest of the year. Those guys don't want to get banned. The whole reason they're delaying or doing whatever is because they want, the Ruffles jersey and all of that on their player. Well, if they get banned, obviously they can't get that. If 2K would have just banned some of the people delaying at the beginning of the year, people probably wouldn't have been delaying now, because the only reason they're doing that still is because they have no fear of being banned. There are still people named Delayed Court that are delaying people, and 2K will start up a fake investigation and say they're gonna investigate that they're delaying, or they'll say that delaying is not possible in their game. Like, this is completely 2K's fault. Like, this definitely could have been avoided. And then for me, since I stream and I have people around my court, I literally cannot play the game on a PS4 Pro anymore, which makes no sense, because on 2K18 I had to buy a PS4 Pro to play the game, or else I'd be at like 5 frames per second. But now I will lag the entire game with it, so now I have to sell it and go back to my Slim. So all of those, they ruin the game, but it doesn't really make it unplayable, right? You could still physically play the game doing that. Even if it's super choppy with the whole PS4 Pro thing, like, you could still play the game technically. But then you get into the things that will never change. Archetypes, yeah. I don't know whose decision it was to put archetypes back in a 2K game after 2K18 and 2K17, the worst 2Ks of all time, but for some reason they decided to put it back in the game. See, when you come out with a game, it's pretty much always going to be somewhat unbalanced, right? And that's usually easy to fix, but when you have people making archetypes and you look for feedback, you don't know what to change in the game, because those people aren't going to tell you what's best for the game. They're just going to tell you what's best for their archetype, what's going to make their player more overpowered. See, 2K makes you invest so much into just your one player, so that player is really important to you, right? You have to spend $50 to get the VC, plus all the VC for clothes. You may have won an event on that player, which isn't replaceable. You have to buy all the animations, and of course you have to get all of the badges. So there's so much that goes into making a player before you can even play with him and not be at a handicap. And because archetypes are so different from each other, like buffing one will nerf the other, they don't know who to listen to. So then they start making all these mistakes because they listen to the stretch big that, oh, I'm not overpowered enough. Literally the most overpowered player in the game. At that point, it's literally impossible to balance the gameplay, and now we have 3 centers pushing people. Also, whoever thought of putting Road to 99 back in the game, Fire them now. Nobody wants to play my career to grind rep. And also, you probably lose a lot of money for it too, because your overall is separate on every player. So people have to stick to that one player. Another reason, why the archetype system is terrible, but people have to stick to that one player and they're discouraged to, make new players and spend more money on it. And those are a lot of problems with the game. I'm sure you guys can all relate. But there's one thing that makes this game literally impossible for me to play, like unplayable. So this is what it looks like when I get on it. I just want to play 2K, chill. So I turn on my PS4, I get people to run with. I have to, of course, get the right archetypes because, this game is all about archetypes. So I get some good people to run with. I load into a park, and then they try to join. It takes them like 5 tries because the game is broken. So 15 minutes later, we're finally in the park. Then we figure out it is dead and there's no games being played. So we got to go to the stage, we load into the stage, and then we got to go back to the park. So we're in another park, there's some games being played. You hop on a court waiting for the game to start, maybe 5 minutes, and the people hop off. All of that waiting for people to hop off. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we go to another court and we wait there for another game. And if those people don't hop off, then we play that game, we win that game, and we sit on the court. Now keep in mind, I do not run toxic lineups. I don't push people unless they start pushing me. I am a guard. I am a liability on this game because I would rather have fun than just run 3 centers and push and win every game, because that's honestly boring to me. I usually run like me, my play sharp, a lockdown, and like a stretch, right? But if you are good at this game and you're elite 3 and you don't have a YouTube logo, the game is literally unplayable for you. Like, it is physically impossible to play the game because nobody will play me unless, of course, I'm streaming and of course you guys can pull up and play me. Some people might say, oh, just court hop. Well, I'm gonna run into the same thing. I hop onto a court, I wait 5 minutes for that game to end, and those people just end up hopping off. And that's where it gets really sad, right? Like, you guys don't know, I try to keep it real with you guys. Through all of the delaying and the 3 centers and the pushing and the shot contest, all of these problems, that doesn't make the game unplayable. In fact, I actually really like playing this game, and it's the first 2K in a while that I've liked just playing for fun. In 2K18, that game was so bad. Like, I only played that game unless I was making a video or streaming. 2K17, towards the end of the year, same kind of thing. But this game, of course, I like streaming for you guys. Probably should be more consistent, but I can't even play the game for fun. And it's really sad. Like, I'll just sit on the court, and because there's either not enough people in the park or people are just so scared or this and that, I just can't play the game. I tried playing some rec because it's like matchmaking, obviously, and I was having some fun on that. I was winning a lot of games, but I started to realize, like, rec is boring. But I'm not a rec player. I'm a park and a stage player, right? Like, the example I gave you guys was park, because if I went to stage, I literally would never get a game unless I play with someone with a YouTube logo. So for example, I played with Davis the other day. First game we play 3 centers. Second game we get delayed. So I can't even think about stage. So now if you're in Elite 3 and you don't have a YouTube logo, then the game is just unplayable for you. So it's really sad at this point. Like, all I've done within the past like 5 days, I haven't played the game. I just get on, see if I have a YouTube logo. If I don't, I just close out. I've been trying to get one. I mean, I don't know what else I could do at this point. There's people with, less subs or less views or whatever than me that have one. So I don't know what the problem is. I really hope I can get one because it'll make the content so much better for you guys. But at this point, 2K is just completely dying and it's sad. I can't even get on and play the game anymore. And that's one reason why in so many of the videos, like, a big part of it is me complaining about waiting for games or trying to get a game or people hopping off, because that's probably the majority of the recording at this point, is actually like loading into parks or waiting for games. And I know a lot of you guys probably have that problem, but maybe some of you guys don't. And then there's even a bigger part which makes the game unplayable, and that is the whole mascot glitch file thing or whatever. A lot of people play the game for rep. Obviously, it's kind of stupid because my career is the fastest way, but a lot of people play park because they like grinding for that next reward, whether it's the rebirth or even mascots or something that big. But now with the whole file thing, it defeats the point of park events because you can transfer the whole park event thing. It defeats the point of grinding for rep rewards because you can literally be like 60 overall and have a mascot now. I've never really cared that much about rep rewards. Like, it's cool to make videos on them, but me personally, I don't just play the game for rep rewards. But I know a lot of you guys do, and that's probably really demotivating for you if you know that you're literally grinding for something that everybody can just get by doing this save file transfer thing. So what can 2K do to fix this? I don't like leaving things off on a bad note. I don't know, man. Hopefully LD can save us. I don't know what Mike Wang's doing now, but it's been like the same problems for the past couple months, and it's just made the game unfortunately way worse. Honestly, I don't even know the solution for this. I know Agent likes to say it with me now,
To hire more people.
And hiring more people, yeah, that's a solution, but if you look through the 2K credits, it looks like this, right? Real time, this is not sped up, and it is just 9 minutes of this. You know how many names are there? You're telling me not one of those people can fix the game. I don't think it's a matter of hiring more people. Yeah, that'd probably help, but I think it's just assigning people to fix the game instead of having this ongoing problem every single 2K, especially with this, which is really frustrating because the overall game is really good and just gets ruined by these problems. And for me, of course, we're still going to be dropping videos even if I have to wait for games. Obviously, I'm going to be streaming too, but I don't know. Hopefully, I can get a YouTube logo because I just can't play the game normally anymore. That's going to be it for this video. I really hope 2K can save their game. Might be my last rant video of the year. I don't know. Unless 2K somehow gets way worse than this. Thank you guys for watching. Again, make sure you guys drop a like down below. We're going for 2,000 likes. Go watch some more videos. They're going to be in the outro. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.